Hi, Teresa. Hi, Chris. Now I'm just waiting on Shelley. I don't know what happened there.
We got it.
I don't know what happened.
I just want to let everybody. Yeah. We have been chatting.
Talking away. Yeah.
We have literally had a 25-minute conversation with ourselves. And I wish you guys were here because it was a hoot. Hello, everybody.
Hi, Maya.
We're gonna say hi to everybody again.
We got Michelle this time.
Y'all missed a history lesson. You missed about talking about our husbands and our men and all kinds of stuff. Oh my, our heritage. Oh.
We were having a good old conversation, explaining everything to everyone. Nothing.
Rose. Hi, everybody. Rose, Chris, Michelle, Fabulosa, Teresa.
That's Maya.
Oh, okay. Miss Rose Wills. Okay,
I remember from the last the other live.
Chris said we have to repeat ourselves because they weren't listening. That's so sad. That is so bad. Oh my goodness. We are like the worst people in the world. We can't figure nothing out. Hey, we're here though. I got half a diamond painting done. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. Well, she was explaining why she had decided to do this event and why it was so important to her. So, Miss Livia, I'm giving you the floor to repeat yourself.
Right. I actually started this event because recently I've seen a lot of racism. I don't understand it. Because to me, it doesn't matter what color your skin is, where you're from, what you speak, what nationality you are, what your beliefs are, or anything like that. We're all one thing, and that's the human race. We're all exactly the same on the inside.
Right.
We're all bones. We're all muscle, veins, and everything.
We all bleed red.
We're all exactly the same on the inside. It's the only difference is the outside. And let's face it, I look at my family. None of us have really got the same skin colors. We're all different colors. So I don't think it should really matter. Because when you think about it, you look back on your own ancestry and heritage and all that, and you're not just that race what you are right now. You're a mix.
Right.
mine, like on my mother's side, is English, Irish, Scottish, and Jewish.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't double checked on my dad's yet. There's a lot of pages because that family tree's dated back to 1219. So, yeah, that's a lot of history for me to go back over. But my eldest son, now not on top of mine, he's got Aboriginal and German. He's got a good mix there, Jewish and German. Lucky him. My second eldest, his is just English. And then the last three, they're Aboriginal. I got a nephew. He's half Vietnamese. I've got another 2 nephews and a niece that are, oh, hang on, what are they? Croatian and I think it's Croatian. Yugoslavian. Oh, Yugoslavian and Bosnian. That's what they are. So, yeah, there's a massive big mix. My daughter-in-law, she's Indonesian.
Right.
Beautiful girl. Love her to death. My youngest son, his partner, she's Irish. It's all a big mix.
Right.
So, yeah, that's the reason why I decided to do this, because I wanted people, you know, I wanted to get it out there about different nationalities and different races, because it's quite interesting when you look back. Like my image that I'm doing. Oh, now that's called Indigenous Beauty. It's an image that I created myself.
Oh,
that's to represent my 2 girls.
Beautiful.
Because they're Aboriginal. Pieces of art on different cultures as well. And
right.
I find them interesting. Now, I know you're from America, land of Oz.
Kansas. Yes.
Kansas.
Toto,
and you're married to an African gentleman.
Yes, I am. He is from Nairobi, Kenya.
Oh.
And we have a lot of cultural differences. We've been together, seems like more than half my life. Well, it has been more than half my life. Good man. But he's from Nairobi, Kenya. My family, on my mom's side, is German, Irish, and Indian. My grandmother's Irish and Indian. My grandfather is German. And then on my father's side, my grandmother is full-blooded Indian or American Indian, whichever is correct. My grandfather on my dad's side, he is German. I don't know a lot. He's mixed up with a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know a lot about that side. Just that they're all criminals. So I don't, you know, sometimes it's best not to get into it, but there, yeah, like you said, we're all equal. We're all humans. We're all bleed the same. My husband and I, we have a lot of differences on not really, ethnic part, but cultural. There in his country,
Mm-hmm.
women are to uh, pretty much be docile, listen to the husband, walk behind him, not have an opinion, whatever. They're becoming more Americanized, more open in the bigger cities. But if you go to a lot of the rural areas, it's still really kind of
Yeah.
back in the old ages. Um, so we had a lot of cultural uh,
Mm-hmm.
disagreements through the years of our marriage. We're still trying to work it out.
Obstacles.
Yeah, you have your
Geez, he
obstacles.
married the wrong person. He
Oh
married the
no.
wrong person if he
Oh
wanted the female to say nothing.
yeah, I'm not very docile.
Because I know Shelley, and Shelley speaks her mind.
Sometimes I shouldn't. gets me in trouble a lot. I end up getting grounded a lot. Yeah, big trouble. Yeah, I've spoke my mind to quite a few people who now I'm on their hit list. But I did. I know that you had asked about our canvases, so I'll get mine out of the way real quick. So I did this one. I have posted it. Originally, this is the one I picked. I know it's not in. It's nothing to do with Africa or anything, but it has more
There's
to do with my
tigers
Indian
in other
heritage.
countries.
Huh?
There's tigers in other countries.
Well, yeah, but this is more has to do with my Indian heritage, my American Indian heritage with spirit
Yeah.
animals and totems. And this is one of my spirit animals. So I did this one. Now it had jellies on it, but I changed it to glow in the dark drills. I posted on your Facebook what it
Hi,
looks
Robbie.
like when it glows. Hey, Mr. Robbie. And the one that the peacock, I just did because it was some I had laying around and I needed to do something. So I did that. I don't know if you guys can see it. Oh, there you go. Yep. Something like that. And right now, I'm doing the black and white horse from DAC, which I think is really beautiful. And that's another American Indian heritage thing. And I love them. They're beautiful. I love horses. But it's one I'm working on. And I think, oh gosh, I shouldn't have done that.
Hi, Rowan.
Yeah, pretty much. But I agree with a lot of what you said. I love your diamond painting art that you did right there of your likenesses of your in honor of your daughters. So I really like that. That's really pretty.
Yeah. But out of a lot of the cultural ones that I did, that was one of my favorites.
It's a really
just unfortunate. It's just been unfortunate that I've had a lot of family issues to deal with recently. I'm still dealing with them. Happy face.
Right. That's okay.
So as you'll see here, I have not done much at all on my painting. I feel guilty because, everyone else have actually been doing their pictures, and this is my event, and I've virtually done nothing.
Life happens, my dear.
Unfortunately, with family issues comes a lot of depression, and
right.
you sort of like lose your mojo for a little while. So I'll get back there. I am determined to have this finished because I do want it hanging in my living room.
Right.
So yeah, I'll eventually get her done.
Chris said, let's see. What did he say? He said he's German and Viking on his dad's side. Viking, that's wow. And on his mom's side, Native Canadian and British. Wow. And
Cool.
Miss Rose found out something about her.
See, this is what I love about like YouTube. I know. Miss Rose should tell people what she found out about hers.
Miss Rose said that it's the hit list you're on, Shelley, of people who have no tact either. I'm glad. See, maybe that's why I'm on their hit list, because I remind them of themselves. No, I'm kidding. I'm just messing. I was reading what Chris said.
Rose is related to Van Gogh.
Oh, you're kidding.
Fancy finding out. Rose is an amazing artist, and now you know why. She's got that blood.
Well, hard work and from all that hard work, she has a natural artistic eye.
This is one thing I've loved about YouTube and diamond painting, just getting to know so many people from around the world and the friendships you make. And it's amazing because people from everywhere. Yeah, I've got to meet, and
right,
the different cultures and everything. And I think the only downside is the time zones.
I know. Miss Michelle had to tell me how to do a clock.
The time zone. Yeah, the time zones are a killer.
I think we have a lag going on.
Because I know. Yeah, we do from your phone to this. There is always a lag.
I'm on my iPad.
I like that one, Chris.
Well, hey, if you can survive me, then you're doing good. I mean, we're friends. If you continue to stick around, I assume you're a friend. I usually don't get rid of people because they're hard to find.
I like Rose's comment. Shelley has to be my friend. Only because Shelley likes to buy all Rose's artwork.
Oh, I love Miss Rose's stuff. Oh my goodness. I keep Chris around so you can keep me in my place.
Yeah, I'm stuck with Rose.
Chris got on me the other day. I was screaming and hollering and hooping. I don't know what I was hooping.
I've got to stay friends with Rose.
She what?
I said I got to stay friends with Rose. She pays me.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yep. What was I?
All right. Now, I know Chris is from Canada, well, Newfoundland. Rose. Rose is from New Zealand.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I know Rose has got Scottish in her background. Come on, Rose, why don't you tell us what your background is? Oh, Teresa's from Melbourne. So's
Oh,
Rose. I love Rose's commenting.
oh, wow.
You got watch that Italian part.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Bella.
Berta said brown nose Livy. How you doing, Berta?
Berta, whereabouts are you from? I know Robbie's from Canada.
Yes.
I don't know if Michelle and Rowan know their background. That's
I
right.
have a little
from Alaska.
I have a little place in my heart for Robbie.
She's from the chilly part of
If I wasn't married, I'd snatch Robbie up.
You're right
there.
Chris is right there. Robbie and him are the bookends of Canada.
Yes.
Yeah, Robbie's that's
right. He is. He's a little sweetheart. Robbie. Alaska. Miss Berta said Alaska.
Yep. She's from the chilly part of the world. It gets a bit cold there. Michelle has Irish and Scottish.
Oh.
I think you'll find a lot of people from Australia have Irish, like English, Irish, or Scottish background.
Right.
Hi. Berta said sorry, Shelley, but Robbie's hers.
Who said that?
Hi, Gwenda. Berta did.
Well, I'll allow you to have 10% of Robbie. That's it. The other 90's mine. Oh gosh, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna end up on someone's hit list again.
Gwenda, what we've been talking about is figuring out what everyone's backgrounds are. Teresa has German and British. See, I'm even finding a lot of people have German.
Yes.
Maya is Puerto Rican. Ooh. Nice. She lives in America. So what state of America are you, Maya? Oh, Robbie's got German. See, all these people with German. I'm starting to feel tiny here with my little bit of Jewish. All this German and I got Jewish.
Oh, an Aussie. Okay.
Sugar daddy.
My sugar daddy.
Yes, Stacey's Jewish.
All right. I'm sorry, Miss Berta. I will back down and allow you to think you have won. But Robbie, wink, wink. Oh, rainforest.
Ooh. I just searched up Gwenda's one. Southwestern Pacific Islands.
Miss Berta. Oh, Robbie. Meow, meow.
Poor Robbie's being pulled from one end to the other.
Oh, he's enjoying himself. He's having fun.
Oh, I know. All these women fighting over him. He's enjoying that.
Secretly, he can't tell us outright, but secretly he's enjoying it. I just wish I could see his face. I know he's blushing and smiling.
Yeah. You know for a fact he's blushing because he does every time.
Oh, from the Pacific. Okay.
Nice.
My husband, I don't know if did we already talk about my hubby or was that the last live we had?
That was the last live.
Was that the last live? Yeah, that one that we talked to ourselves about. Yeah. It seems like a distant memory.
We had interesting conversations in that live.
We sure did. Too bad nobody was participating. We kept all to ourselves. No, my husband is from Nairobi, Kenya. What do we got?
Apparently you did talk about him here.
Did I? Okay, because I couldn't remember what I did, to be honest. Yeah, I couldn't remember. I'm having that's what happens when you get younger. Yeah, you get forgetful. Yeah, I refuse to acknowledge age, so therefore I'm getting younger.
Oh, that's interesting. Berta said she lives in the largest city in the US by area. So what are some of the beliefs in that they have Nairobi?
It was before I went to visit his family for the first time. I had to get a rundown of what was required. And I let my husband know that he better enjoy it while he could while we were there, because when we came back, things were going back to the way it belongs. But, of course, I would never disrespect my husband in front of his family in no way. I just, it's just not in me. But no, the men there, they work, of course,
Mm-hmm.
but the women do everything. I mean, they take care of the farm, they take care of the children, they take care of all the cooking. They're allowed to have more than one wife. That was a bit of a surprise for me. His father was married to 3 wives. So that was, and they had 20 children, and he's the youngest. And he's 4. So he's the baby. His oldest sister was older than my mother. They have, the wife thing kind of shocked me a little bit, It's like, oh. That was a bit of a shock. They see themselves like when I first went, of course, I talked to his family on Messenger and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
That way, and on the phone before Messenger came about and all this other stuff. But when I went there, they called me sister wife. And I was very, us, when we think of sister wives, we think of a man married to a whole bunch of women. And I'm like, no, nobody's sister wife. But they see each other as all sisters in one family when you're married to all of the men in a Pacific family. So you work together. You're like sisters. You work together to help take care of your husbands. And like if Nicholas's brother asked me for something, I would need to go get it out of respect for him since he's the male and he is the brother of my husband. So I was tested a few times. And the ladies watched me very closely to see if I was going to accommodate. Yes, but I got all thumbs up when I left.
And I bet you were glad when you got back home, so you didn't.
I have a hard time answering to men telling me what to do instead of asking if I can do it. And that's pretty much like what it is over there. When you're told to do something, you're to do it. And if you don't, then you're being disrespectful. And that if you do not do what your requirements as a wife and a mother and a woman's requirements are to do, they can actually send you home. Can you imagine? They can send you back home and have your mother retrain. Well, I call it retraining, but fix you. I think my husband and I was married for 11 years, maybe it was 11 years. And he went to my mother and spoke to her about me. That's their tradition. And my mother came to me and she said, your husband came to me about you. And I said, what are you talking about? She says, well, he had some complaints that he felt that I should fix. And I asked her, I said, well, what did you tell him? She says, well, I told him, I said, once you said I do, she's no longer my problem.
I love it.
So I guess he was on his own. But I did go back and give him an earful. I told him, you never go to my mother again. Tell her anything about our marriage.
So did you find out exactly what all the things were that needed to be fixed?
Well, it was mostly my mouth. It's mostly that. Whenever he asked me to do things and I didn't want to do it, I wouldn't do it. That I would mouth back to him and argue and tell him what to do and where to stick it and a few other things, So, yeah.
Like Rose's comment, what a shocker.
I know. I'm telling you, my mouth got me in a lot of trouble. It still does.
But see, this is the thing. You think about it. Like Australian women are the same. I know even there's a lot of New Zealand women too. They're the same. A man tries to tell you what to do. Yeah, no, we're going to tell you where to go.
Oh, yeah, I refuse to learn that lesson. I grew up where, you cook for your husband, you serve your husband, you take care of the children. Usually how it worked in our house is we fed mom always fed us kids first. Then she would feed my dad. And then she would sit down and eat after everything was done. And I don't have a problem with that. My mom would clean the house and whatnot and do all that womanly stuff that men feel is our job. And which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. But my attitude is this: if I have to get a job and work 2 jobs and help pay for half the bills in the house, then we are an equal partner. So you need to contribute, because I don't have all the time I would have had if I was a stay-at-home mom to do everything and work a 70-hour-a-week job. So it's just not possible. So that was some of the issues we had in the beginning of our relationship, because he felt, well, this is your job. I don't like that word because I'm not getting paid. So if I'm not getting paid, it's not a job. But, and I had to tell him, well, if you feel that I should do these things that you expect me to do, then I shouldn't have to work. Because if we're going to follow your traditional beliefs, the women don't work. You're supposed to be bringing home and baking. So there was a lot of compromising. We had to compromise and learn to, okay, well, this is how I see it. This a lot of communication, a lot of talking. Okay, more me yelling, him listening. But that's, their culture there is very one-sided. It's more towards the man than it is the woman, and the women's lives there are very hard. They have a very hard life. Traditionally, how the marriage works there, if the man wants to marry a second wife, he would then ask his first wife, I want to marry a second wife. Now, they're raised up believing this is okay. They don't know anything different like we do. Okay, we haven't been raised that way, so it's not normal practice. So if the first wife will meet the woman that her husband wants to marry, and if they get along, then she'll say, okay, I agree. Now, usually the first wife will allow a second wife to come in to either help with the farm, because like I said, the women are responsible for the farm, the cattle, the children, the upkeep of the home. And how it works, the compound is you have the main house, the family house. And then each wife has their own land that's been given to them by their husband, and their own cow and their own chicken and their own house and their own things. And they each have their own land or compound that's connected to the main, that's part of the main living quarters. So, but his dad was married to 3. So if that happens, then the first wife has to agree. And the second wife has to agree. Both have to, because if one of them doesn't, then it can't happen. But usually, traditionally they do agree, because it helps burden the load of what they're responsible for. It helps burden.
Share the load.
And not only that, they have they have someone there as a friend, and so I get it. I get it. I wouldn't practice it. Because my attitude is, if you're marrying a woman, I'm marrying myself another man. Hey,
Yeah.
it's good for you. It's good for me. That's my logic. But yeah, so it was a bit of a cultural shock. I mean, of course, my husband ain't trying to marry no second wife. If he does, he won't make it to the wedding. But because I don't share. But yeah, it was very testing. It was very testing when I was there. I mean, the men they're weighted on hand and foot. I mean, literally hand and foot.
Mm-hmm.
When I was there, we were up at 4 a.m. cooking because everything's made from scratch. You know, it comes off the farm. Everything's from scratch. It's not like here in this country where you can find something on a box or already pre-cooked and all you have to do is warm it up. Everything's from scratch. So you're up early in the morning. You're cooking, and then the kids wake up. So now you're trying to take care of the children, make the beds, give showers, cook at the same time, get the table set. Now you got the men up. So now you have to prepare. It's called pre-morning tea. So tea and scones and, and you're getting that out while you're still making the breakfast and taking care of the kids and changing the beds. And it's just, and then the thing is you go to sit down, you got everybody done, right? And you go to sit, your food's cold because there is no microwave out in the country part. I call it the jungle. When you have monkeys out there and everything and wild animals, it's the jungle. But they call it the country. No, country is when I see a cow and nothing trying to kill it, That's the country. But I was, you sit down, your food's cold, and it never fails. They'll ask for something to test you, to see if you'll get up and do it. Like I had gotten tested. I was sitting there. I just sat down, had to have my breakfast. We've been working all day. And I just sat down. And one of his brothers said to me, "Can you fill my tea, please? It's cold." And I'm sitting there looking at my food like, I am starving. It is 10 o'clock, and in an hour we have to start making lunch. I've been up since 4. And right sitting next to him is his wife with the tea kettle. What do you think I had to do? I had to get up, get that tea, go take it to the stove, bring it back, and serve him. Yes. I did get a lot of
smile.
I did get a lot of pat on the backs from the ladies later. They're like, you were being tested by the brothers. I'm like, yeah, I know. And see, she could not. His wife, even though she had it sitting next to her, she couldn't serve him because if she had served him to help me out, she would have been undermining her husband and showing disrespect and embarrassing him. So that's why she couldn't do anything. She couldn't pick up the tea. Like if I'm sitting next to you and the person next to me says, "Hey, Libby, give me some tea," I would just grab the teapot and serve you. I'm the closest, right? No, that's It was a bit of a shocker. It really was. Yeah. It was shocking.
Yeah,
there's a lot.
I remember growing up, like as a teenager, a guy that I dated, his mum was Australian, his dad was German, but his father was raised that women wait on the men.
Oh yeah.
The men walk in, they sit down at the dinner table, and that's it. The women have got to do everything. Now, I remember going there for dinner one day, and his father didn't like me to start with because he found out that because I didn't realize he was German, and he asked me what my background was. Because growing up, the Jewish, a lot of people thought I was Greek or something like that because I real olive skin and everything. I was quite dark.
Right.
And his father had asked me what my background was, and I told him because I'm proud. And straight away he went, "Oh, Jewish."
Mm-hmm.
I went, "Yeah, what's wrong with that?" He goes, "You do realise I'm German, don't you?" I went, "And?" I didn't think anything of it. We're in Australia. That war was way back.
Right. Right.
So, anyway, we're sitting down at the table, and my boyfriend, now the fridge was, if he turned around, he could touch the fridge, open it up like that, and grab what he wanted. That's how close he was to the fridge.
Right.
Anyway, I was sitting right beside him, and he turned around and he said to me, he goes, "Get me a Coke." I beg your pardon? He goes, "Get me a Coke." I said, manners go a long way. And he goes, "No, I don't have to use them." Yeah, you do.
Right.
In the end, he goes, "Well, fine, get me a Coke, please."
See, I would not
You do
have.
realise, I said, "You do realise for me to get you that Coke, I'd have to get up, walk all the way around the table, get that side of you, to open up the fridge to get it out, when you could just turn around and go like that and grab it." And he goes, "But I'm telling you to get it." And I turned around and I said, "And I'm telling you to get off your ass and do it yourself." Well, his father, the look his father gave me, his sisters just sat there and they went, "Oh."
Mm-hmm.
I went, "What?" They went, "You can't." And his sister just quickly whispered in my ear, "You can't, you've got to do it. We're women, we've got to get." Nah, sorry. I was born here. I am no man's slave. I do not get up and wait on a man hand and foot. If that man can reach that thing himself, he can get it himself.
Well, I'm sure you would have gotten it if he was polite to you about it too. If he was nice to you and asked nicely. Yeah.
I still wouldn't have got it because, like I said, I would have had to get up, walk around this 12-seater table to get to the other side of him to open up that fridge
Oh,
because he was blocking it.
right.
That's what I mean. He just had to turn around, open it, and grab it. It was easier for him to grab it than me.
Yeah.
But because, it was in front of his father and he knew what his father's beliefs, well, his father got to find out that this Aussie woman is no man's slave. And she will straight away, and she don't care whose home she's in, she's going to tell you, "Don't be lazy, turn around and grab it yourself."
Well, I do kind of spoil my husband a little bit because, like I said, traditionally, if I cook or whatever, when we're here together, I will serve my husband. I will get food for him and whatnot. I don't have a problem doing that for him. But a lot of the cultural issues that they were having over there, even though I went ahead and
Yeah.
did it out of respect, not to the men, but to the women, to them, because that was their belief and that was their culture and that's how they did things. And out of respect to the women, I did, because I didn't want them to feel that I looked down on them in any way, because I didn't. It's just, it was different.
Well, none of them had explained any of this to me beforehand. It was just
Oh,
straight
so you
boom.
didn't even know. Yeah, well, you can't help that if you don't know anything. My husband explained everything to me before we went there. He says, now they're going to expect you to do this, and they're going to expect you to do that, and this is how we do things there, and I was like, okay, well, and then we got back. I said, well, we back in the States now. We're going back to where it's supposed to be.
Well, I dated a Middle Eastern guy just for a short while, and he was really nice, and I was going to meet his family and that, and he was great because straight away up front he turned around and he said, look, in our culture women are second-rate citizens.
Pretty much.
He said, yes, women are there to serve men. I went, uh-oh. He goes, that's why I'm trying to warn you. He said, because I know that as far as you're concerned, women and men are equal.
Yeah, it's a cultural difference.
He said, so I thought I better warn you. Okay, I'll do my best. And look, I met his parents, and I got to admit, his father turned around and he said to me, he said, you're used to being able to say and do whatever you want, aren't you? Uh-huh. Yes. He said, and I said, it's all right. I know how things are
Right.
in your culture. He said, you don't agree with them though, do you? I said, personally myself, no. I said, I'd do anything for my partner. I'd cook for my partner, you know. I'd do anything for my partner. As long as he treats me with a lot of respect.
See, there's the key word right there, Libby. Partner. That's the key word. Partner. A partner works together, not against.
Hi, Stacey. But yeah, just the different cultures and that, and we didn't last for long anyway because he didn't like equal.
Right.
He liked the as I called it, the slave, and yeah, that's just not me.
When I went to Africa the very first time, I haven't smoked in almost, when June comes, it'll be 3 years. So, but I used to be
April for me, 3 years.
Oh, good. Congratulations, by the way. I used to be a horrible smoker. I mean, I was one of those chain smokers, one after the other, you know. I found any reason to stick a cigarette in my mouth. So when we went to Africa, it was very difficult for me because I had to sneak. I was not allowed to smoke in front of the men. I was not allowed to smoke in front of the elders because it was considered disrespectful for a woman to either drink or smoke in front of men or elders. It didn't matter if it was a female elder or not, just any elder. So it was very difficult while I was there because I was so busy. I didn't really hardly get to smoke because we were so busy cooking, cleaning, and watching children and taking care of the cows and blah, blah, blah. So I didn't really get to do a lot of smoking. But when I'd be craving so bad and I'd have to go hide off into the tea farm behind the house or behind a shed and smoke real quick, and then put it in I had a little tin, and I put it in that, and then I'd close it up and then run back. And I mean, everybody knew I was doing what I was doing. Especially when you come back smelling like an ashtray.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was difficult for me. Very difficult. Yeah,
No, it would have been.
it's very hard. Yeah, and then and the women, they had their little, especially if we were up country. Now, if we were in town, it was a little more relaxed. But if we were out country, you're around a lot of the elders, and they still follow a lot of the older traditions. So
Mm-hmm.
the women would have their own little area with their little pit, and we'd go over there and we'd watch the kids and have our drink and had a little bit of mandazis, which is like sweet bread. And the men would be over in their little section doing their thing and drinking, and yeah, so it was definitely different. It was different. Yeah, definitely was.
Mm.
But that smoking, boy, I thought I was gonna die. Hmm.
I remember with my nephew, his father, he Vietnamese. Um, the women sit in the back seat,
Oh yeah, we did too.
and yet the male children can sit in the front seat before the mother can sit in the front seat. And
Yes.
like my sister, she because she's the type, we were all going out, and it was a van, and we were leaving the front seat for his mum because she was the eldest. Because he, the respect you
Yes.
well, it was the way I was brought up anyway. Your
Right.
mother sits in the front seat before you do.
Mm-hmm.
Your mother-in-law will sit in the front seat before you do.
That's right.
And she got in the back, and he got in the front, and me being me, you out. He goes, what? I went, no, that seat is for your mother. And she's there going, no, no. And fine. Next eldest female sits in that seat. And he goes, no, women get in the back. And I just looked at him. My sister turns around and says, don't say that to my sisters. You don't say that to my sisters. That might work over in Vietnam, but here, no.
Yeah, it's interesting with the culture situations how things are very different.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to be open to learning about those things. Don't mean we have to agree, but it's very interesting. Me, I do it out of respect. If I'm there, if I'm there, or if, for instance, even when his family came here, I did what they did, even though they were here, out of respect, so they wouldn't feel uncomfortable. I didn't want to
Mm-hmm.
make them feel uncomfortable. So, yeah. But it's different. It's definitely different.
Yeah. I remember my niece. I mean, when she was in kindergarten, she was about 5, I think. She had one of her little friends come and stay for the weekend, and she was a cute little girl. She's such a sweetie, and the girls had a fantastic time. We have back then we were having bacon and eggs for breakfast, and things like that, and got close to Christmas time. And we put up the Christmas tree, and we're having a lot of ham and things like that. Anyway, this little girl's enjoying it, and then after Christmas, she's enjoying. We had a little present under the tree for her. Anyway, she says to her parents, "I had bacon and it's yummy. How come you never buy bacon?"
Ooh.
They went, "Oh," and we just looked at, "What's wrong?" They went, "Oh my God, that's our fault. We didn't tell you." Didn't tell us what? We're Muslim. And I went, "Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, I am so sorry." Anyway, the father, he wasn't actually her dad. He'd been there since she was a month old because her father had passed away. Mum was only about 2 months pregnant when he passed away.
Right.
So he'd been there the whole time. So as far as she was concerned, he was daddy. Anyway, and he was real strict Muslim. And I remember her mum looked at him. She went, "I never even thought." And he goes, "No, we moved here for a reason,
Right.
to give our daughters a better life. Now, we are going to live the Australian way because we live in Australia.
Yeah.
If she wants pork products, she can have pork products. We will keep it in a separate part of the kitchen for her."
All right.
She said,
Now,
"But what about your family?"
I know we were going to keep it down to an hour. It's I'm sorry to interrupt you. The hours here. I have to get stuff going for my husband. I'm sorry, Libby. Our time got messed up because we were late getting in and everything. But I'll let you finish your story, and then I've got to. Everybody, I'm sorry. I've got to take care of the hubby before he goes to bed. He gets up at 1 a.m. So.
Yeah, she said, "What about your family when they come over?" He said, "Well, they'll just have to learn to deal with it. She's Australian, we're not." So they bought a Christmas tree. They started celebrating Christmas.
Right.
Because, all their little friends do that. So he wanted the girls to be happy, and that was his thing, was the girls were to be happy. And if Christmas was something they wanted, well, they got Christmas. And he said, as much as I hate it, if a pork product is something they want, well, they can have it. So, the girls, they got their bacon and their ham and all that. And, I'll give him credit. He didn't have to do that.
Right.
And he copped a lot from his family over it. And he did stand up to his family, and he said to them, "The girls are Australian. They live here. They were born here. If that's what they want, that is what they're going to have." He said, "Personally, myself, no, I am sticking to my strict Muslim beliefs. But the girls, they're not." And his family, as the girls got older, kept saying, "Why haven't the girls covered up?" It's because they're Australian, not Muslim.
Right.
But Muslim is our religion. And he says, "I don't care. They don't want to cover up. They're not going to cover up."
Well, that's good that he respected their wishes. That's very good.
Yeah, I'll give him that. He was really good about that.
Well, I think we should cut it short. I'm sorry, honey. You know how it is with impatient husbands. Are we wanting to let everybody know about next week, or?
Yeah, we will try again next week for just one live instead of two.
But we had a good conversation. I'm sorry you weren't there.
Yes, our apologies, everyone, for not including you on the first live.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully, maybe next week we can get someone else to come on and tell us a bit about their backgrounds.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Mm-hmm. So if anyone does that's watching or listening, just send us a little message. And yeah, we can send you an invite to join us next week.
That'd be great.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, keep doing your pictures and posting your updates. They're good to see. I love seeing the different pictures. And I don't know, hopefully I might try and
Yeah. Work on it a little bit.
Yeah. All right. So till next week, everyone. Be kind.
Love, Zibby.
Be good. And have fun. All right. Bye, everyone.